So the topic of today's video is completing the square. So just like we did in the last one, but when a is not equal to 1. So our objectives, I can solve a quadratic when a is not equal to 1 using completing the square. And again, we can work on when you can recognize when to use completing the square. So we are going to solve this by completing the square. And our first step is to have a equal 1. So to do that, we see that our a is 2. So we need to divide everything by 2 to get our a equal to 1. So when we do that, we get x squared. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 24 divided by 2 is 12. 0 divided by 2 just stays as 0. Then get right back into it like we had done on the last video. Move c to the other side, so we get x squared plus 6x equals 12. Our b divided by 2 squared is 6 over 2 squared. Gives us 3 squared, which is 9. So we add 9 to both sides, we get x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 12 plus 9 gives us 21. So we factor this, find that comes out to be x plus 3. X plus 3 equals 21. Gives us x plus 3 squared is equal to 21. Take square root of both sides. Leaves us with x plus 3 equal the positive or negative square root of 21. So because we have that plus or minus, we're going to have two answers. We're going to have x equals negative 3 plus the square root of 21, and x equals negative 3 minus the square root of 21. Do the math. Negative 3 plus the square root of 21 comes out to be 1.58 if we round to the nearest hundredth. And then negative 3 minus 21 comes out to be approximately negative 7.58. So those are our two solutions. Okay. Again, solve by completing the square. Again, we need to get a equal to 1. So what do? We divide by 2. Give us x squared minus 4x plus 1 equals 0. Move c to the other side. Left with x squared minus 4x equals negative 1. And we need to find our b over 2 squared. It gives us negative 4 over 2 squared. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2 squared. Gives us positive 4. Add that to both sides, and we are left with x squared minus 4x plus 4 equals 4 plus negative 1 gives us a positive 3. So we need factors of positive 4 that add up to negative 4. Those would be negative 2. So x minus 2 times x minus 2 equals 3. Again, we have x minus 2 squared equals 3. Take the square root of both sides. We get x minus 2 equal to positive or negative square root of 3. So we'll have our two answers. We will have negative here. Since it's negative 2 here, we'll have 2 plus the square root of 3. Do the math there. Gives us 3.73 if we round to the hundredth. And then 2 minus the square root of 3 gives us 0.2 to 7 if we round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, and one last example. We already have our c on the other side. We can go ahead, get a equal to 1 by dividing everything by 3. We're left with x squared. 6 divided by 3 is 2x. 39 divided by 3 gives us 13. So our b divided by 2 squared, 2 divided by 2 squared is 1. So we get x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 13 plus 1 is 14. And factor, give us x plus 1 equal to 14. So x plus 1 squared equals 14. Take square root both sides. X plus 1 equals positive or negative square root of 14. So that positive or negative is going to give us two answers. X equals negative 1 plus 14, square root of 14, and x equals negative 1 minus the square root of 14. So negative 1 plus the square root of 14, plug it into your calculator, round to the nearest hundredth, you get 2.74. Negative 1 minus the square root of 14 comes out to be negative 4.74. Those are our two answers. Okay, to review, for this to work, completing the square, your a has to be 1. So in order to do that, you have to divide your whole equation by your a value. That'll give you the 1. And again, remember, you can only use completing the square when b is an even number and then a is equal to 1. Make sure to go online, do your reflection, get those bonus points, ask any questions you might have, and I'll see you tomorrow.